got a puncture on this and it's come off the rim. We're gonna have to bead cheat it on. Just been for one of these bearings, but they've not got it in till tomorrow. Well, they've got the bearing one at the housing, but it's dead sloppy in the housing and it's off this roller, which was a pain to take apart, so we want to make sure it's right when it goes back together. And then the plate that Phil made, that welded up the other day, it's not quite big enough to hold the seal properly, so I'm trying to get hold of a proper one. If not, we'll have to build it up more with weld and then mill it down. Sam's just owned up to being the damaged fairy that broke this lens. Now, does that mean it's completely the damaged fairy, or does it just mean it's just this lens he's broken? I don't know. But anyway, when they moved it the other day on a strap, it wobbled backwards and hit the IBC that was full. So we might have an old lens off something anyway. In the field of hay we cut the other day now, it's nearly made. It's just a little bit green and a little bit sappy underneath. Thought we might have got away with just rowing it up and letting the wind blow through it and then baling it later, but I think for what it's worth, it's only going to take 40 minutes. We'll just shake it out now and then row it up this afternoon, and hopefully we can get it baled sort of like last thing today. I'm going to ring Sam now and get him to come up and do it. Adam's here now, turning this hay, and if you look, you can't see on the camera, it's not good enough, but you can see some of these green bits it's thrown up, so that's like basically damp bits. So now that's now on top, hopefully that'll dry out, and we'll check it again sort of late afternoon and see if we can bale it then. Adam's over there tedding, just a quick update on the wall. It's getting there now. Obviously there's quite a bit still to go, but I think it looks quite good and it sort of matches all what's around it. I'm spraying a field of barley now, but it's suddenly got, well, it's already had it in volunteer wheat and a bit of brome, so it looks a little bit scruffy. But the wheat will blend in with the combine anyway, hopefully. I think it's wheat that didn't grow last year because it was so wet, because it seems to be in lines and it doesn't match up with anything to do with the combine passes or anything like that. I literally think it's just sort of laid dormant in the ground, and now it's got the right conditions, it's grown, so it looks a bit funny. Anyway, wheat weighs a bit more than barley, so we'll just have to see how it goes. This field of oilseed rape still flowering. Still some burr patches in it, they've not recovered. On a whole, it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to go through these trees and spray the wheat by the shore. Bill and Joe's spots look quite good as well. Spraying wheat now on the shore, or the banks of the Mersey. Looks alright, I think. And this is X-Stays as well. Like I say, it's got that bit of a green, waxy bit on its leaves. It seems to keep it protected, so I'm quite pleased with this. Just hope it yields, because it's on some quite light land. Got off the sprayer in this field to have a quick look at it, because this is on normal row spacings off the John Deere drill, so you can see they're not very wide, I don't know, about 6 inches. The field we're going to go to next is on 12-inch row spacings, which is a little bit bigger than what the Avatar, which is the new horse drill, is going to be on. So I'll just quickly show you this now so you can sort of see. It's like, looks like you can walk across it because you can't really see the rows. We'll see what it's like in the other field after the clearing. I'll just show you this as well. The little white bits on here, they're the flowers. Just shake it, it'll fall off. I'll flip the camera. Yes, these little white bits here, they're the flowers on the wheat. Bet you didn't know wheat was a flowering crop, did you? Well, the farmers watching will. There you go. Back on the spray, let's get going. Just in this other field now, this is the one that was sown with a Claydon drill. If you look, it's on a lot wider rows. You can kind of like get your hand between it. So there's a lot of different theories of whether that's good or it's bad. But it can get light down to lower down into the plant. And also, you don't kind of get this like microclimate, it can breathe in the bottom, so you're supposed to not get as much disease as well. So that's another advantage to wider rows. If you go too wide though, you're then obviously losing ground cover, and you can get lose a lot of moisture as well, which not normally is a problem in the northwest, but sometimes we do get droughts. But totally different looking crop, so be interested to see when we get the combine in at harvest how it yields basically, because it's similar soil type to the other field that was sown with the John Deere. Oh no, there's a patch of wild oats. That's really annoying, because I don't think it warrants spraying them off, because it's only this sort of area here for the cost of it. So I might just have to grin and bear it for this year. That was a sweet corn yesterday that was level with that piece of wood. Now it's an inch higher. Turn the camera on. See? It's fast growth, that. I used to like hers, but they've chewed that off. Chewed that one off. Chewed that one off. That one off. Another one there. And there's one over there somewhere as well. That one as well. I'm going to have a rant now. So this part we fixed the other day. Anyway, it's ever so slightly out of shape. So you can see daylight through sort of there. Hold on. You can see daylight through between that black bit and the silver bit. See? Well, that's no good. It means the oil will come out. So I never noticed this the other day. But we tried to buy one on Friday and they weren't answering the phone, this Regina or whatever the name is. So I rung them this morning at 8:05, got hold of them, they're like, oh yeah, okay, I give them the part number. Oh no, you need to email us. So I emailed them the pictures of it. They said they'd ring me back in half an hour. They never rang me back. So then I rang them up. Oh, we've not got the email, can you send it again? So I sent the email again to a different email address. They never rang me. So I rang them again. Oh right, we found it now in the junk folder, which I told them about first time. Anyway, they then said, we'll ring you back. They never rang me back. They didn't email me back and went, what's your company details before you can send you a quote? So in other words, they wanted to know how big a company I was so they knew how much to charge me. Whichever, I don't know. Anyway, they sent me a quote, 140 quid. I didn't think that was too dear, to be honest. So I rung them up and said, right, I want to pay for it now. And I'll come up and collect it because they're an hour and a half away. Oh, well, we shut at 5. I said, no, just leave it outside. Just leave it in the flower bed. Oh no, we can't do that. So I've paid for it. Now we've got to go at the morning, 8 o'clock, and pick one of these up. We've lost a whole day just because they couldn't be bothered. Well, one, because they knocked off at 2:30 on a Friday anyway. We lost Friday, and we've lost all today because they're incompetent and can't answer, check for emails and different things like that. Or stick that part number in a computer and go, yeah, we've got one here. We could have had it back together at dinner time. It's now 5 o'clock. And we've now got to wait till tomorrow morning to drive all the way to West Yorkshire, pick it up, and then drive all the way back. Some people. And I'm supposed to be spraying. Adam's very proud of himself. He's made an intro that lasts forever.
Should we run out of GEARBOX? I mean,
I think that'll last us out. I'm in a field now. It's got a few wild oats in it and some broadleaf weeds. This is field spring barley. So I put a little bit extra in the tank because the one next to it needs a bit of spot spray, and there's a couple of little patches. The wild oat spray is quite expensive, so I'm going to do this field, go in the other field, just turn on little bits of sections that I need to. And there's a field up the road that we sprayed a few weeks ago for wild oats, and you can see exactly where one of the boom sections doesn't come on properly with the GPS. There's this strip of wild oats, so when I get to that field I'll show you that, because it just shows you how well the spray works. So this is the field that's got a bit of a miss in it. So if you look here now, you can see I've gone up the headland there, 18 metres in, 36 metres in, 18 metres from that tram line over there, and it's killed all the wild oats. And then here is exactly from there to here a 6 metre miss with the sprayer that's created them wild oats. Obviously the spray didn't kill them because it never turned on. Now I thought it was a GPS fault, but now I've come back to the field, I remember now I had a little air pipe come off, and I noticed it had come off as it set off on this row, and I stopped there and fixed it and then carried on. So that is why literally the sprayer didn't turn on for this 6 metres by sort of, I don't know, 36 metre section. And look at the difference it's got in the crop. So you can imagine that is all wheat, and then suddenly you've just got this jungle of wheat mixed with wild oats. So it just shows you how effective the spray is. And also there's a few little ones over there, and then they stop there by that shed. So I think that is where the air pipe come undone, and I came up, turned here, went round the headland, pulled back in, and then I noticed it there. So I don't know, I did sort of like 300 metres without it working properly, but I wasn't sure how far it hadn't been working for, because you do check the booms are coming on all the time. Anyway, it was obviously just there. So I was coming round that bend past that building, keeping my eye on the hedgerow, checking I was in the right place. A little bit rough there, it had been wet, so I'd not noticed it, but then here I did. So there you go, just shows you how good spray is. So that's what it would look like if we didn't spray the whole field, and that's what it should look like. So I'll walk in, you can see that's the whole field looking good, and then that's just this strip. It's pretty amazing really how well it works. So I've just folded out now, I've only need to fold out to 12 metres. I'm just going to catch this bit, go down this tram line, turn at the bottom, come back up and get the other bit, and then I can go to another field that's got a few little bits here and there that I'll patch in. Nothing to do with misses on the sprayer, just it's obviously over the years there's been a bit of a build-up of wild oats. I'm at the end of it now. Can you see the dip in the crop there? It's there, but it's just a lot shorter, because when I was spraying it, I was putting a fungicide on, a wild oat spray, and a straw shortener. And once I connected it back up, I turned it on to check it was working while I was stood still. And there you go, that's that 6 metre there of stunted growth. Rest of the field looks great. Looks like you could again get out the cab and walk across it. But sometimes thick crops don't yield, so we won't know until we get the combine in here. Look how many bees are on this. Loads of them. This is a strip of wildflowers that goes all the way around this field. I just jumped off the sprayer to have a look at it. It's full of them. Folded up now after spot spraying another sort of 2 fields, and there's something gone funny on the steering. There's a little shaft that's linked the 2-wheel and 4-wheel steer together, so it's been a little bit oversteery, should I say. So when I've been going around a bend, it's been wanting to go a little bit further. Anyway, this little shaft is only about that long. We'll have to take it off in the morning, see if we can make one or get one sent over and get it fixed. It looks like a simple fix, sort of 4 bolts and a few track rod ends, but it's right under the centre of the sprayer, so it's a good job to finish for the day. Adam's got his shiny new steps back on now that they've been shot blasted and painted. I forgot to get a video of the sunflower growth today, but it is about that much. It's nearly 20 mil today. Thanks to everyone that's having over the quiz question yesterday. It was in fact a camera that I'm going to use for a time lapse to see if we can get the sunflowers turning to follow the sun throughout the day. So I'm going to get it sorted so the battery's going to last for 24 hours or at least 12 hours. Get up early, put it out, and then see if we can get it during the day. It wants to be a day when we're going to have a lot of bright sunshine moving about, so that works. Today's quiz question, dead simple one, loads of new subscribers, so thanks for that. But what's your occupation? Are you a farmer? Because a lot of farmers do watch. Or if you're not a farmer, what do you do? And maybe where you come from. So I'll see you all tomorrow anyway. Actually, as well, one last thing. That video yesterday of the guy with the telehandler ramming the car back onto the road. Apparently, the people who have the car have been pushing walls down, lighting fires. There'd been a lot of aggravation before that, and the guy was at the end of his tether, and he basically just rammed it back on the road. So that was the little bit of a backstory to what happened yesterday. So loads of people seem to have watched it. Loads of people said it's not a Wackenoosen, it's a Kramer. Well, Wackenoosen is the same company as Kramer. Anyway, if you want to watch another video, I think you can click there. If you want to subscribe, you can click here. Thanks everyone for watching, and here's Adam's outro.